Hello, my name is April Tapp, and I am in the literature class discussing fantasy. And I want to discuss the paper I wrote. Um, the book that I read was called Boxers and Saints. It is a graphic novel, it's historical fiction. And what that means is that the story is based on something that is real that happened, but the stuff that's added in it, like the fantasy, fictional stuff, is not real. So, but the story was written about the Boxer Rebellion that happened in China, and this is kind of like both sides of the story. So we've got the boxer side talking about like the young male. His name is Bayo, and he has a sense of belonging to his community. And they come in. He's a young farmer. They come into town every spring, and like there's like an opera that's going on, and they he fantasizes about all these old gods in the past that they're always with him. And but something happens. Um, the Christian group comes in and um, like steals from his father some fish, and then that uh, father Bay he smashes their god, their earth god, and so his father sets out to the magistrate to get some kind of you know help, but on the way he gets beaten up by the English officers. And so Bayo feels like he has to um, help his community. And so, like, he meets this guy that um, kind of interests him in, like, because he's always helping, like, bringing food into the community, but he doesn't know where he really gets it. And, but they show him how to embody these gods, and he becomes them. And of all these old gods of old, and um, but whenever he was captured, he cried out to God, even though he didn't believe in the true God. He cried out to him, and so he was spared, and he was shown compassion. But when it's time for him to show compassion, he doesn't show it. And so then the saint side of the book is about a young girl named Four Girl. And girls were not very revered in those days in China. And so she was given the name in the place that she was born. She was like the fourth child. So she had really no real name. And she wanted to belong so bad. She wanted her grandfather's attention, but he never give it to her. And so she became acquainted with the Christians in town, and she became a Christian herself. And when her family found out, they beat her. And so she decided not to stay there. She moved on with those Christians to the next town, and she was like watching over like an orphanage. And when Bayo come into her town or the next town over, he captured poor girl, and she was telling Baal how to pray, and he killed her. He didn't show compassion like he was shown. And then also, some spirits visit her. This raccoon, and it's kind of comical. He's always like, it's almost like you have the good, like you have the good devil or the bad devil on one side, evil devil, and then you have she had Jonah Ark was kind of like the good spirit, and there's a part where the she hadn't seen the raccoon kind of all day, and she sees Joan again, and she's cooking. She gives her, some of whatever she's cooking, and she's like, "What is this?" She said, "Some old nasty raccoon." And she was eating, you know, and so that was the end of the raccoon. But Jonah Ark kind of stayed with her, um, and helped her in the path, in the direction she needed to go. It's really a good book. I mean, I believe if I read it one more time, I believe I could get another meaning out of it. It's but it's whatever you make it. It's really good. Um, a good read. Thank you.